All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Connection Hangout. My name is Paul Tyra, and I'm joined with my co-host, David Asarno in Atlanta, Georgia. How are you doing, David?
I'm doing great, Paul. How are you?
Fantastic, fantastic. We've got quite the hangout tonight. Are you actually back home?
I am. I'm back in Atlanta. You can't tell from the blinds? Or maybe it's the brand new camera that's confusing you.
I will tell you, that camera does look a lot clearer. So that's
I can't wait to see yours connected.
I know. All right. We're also joined online by Brent Brooks, who's going to be moderating our comment thread. So if you have something you'd like to type right underneath the screen there, please do so. Or you can just say, chime in where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. This is not a product or a business training. The theme of the Connection Hangout is real people, real results. And we have people from athletes, celebrities, to corporate executives, as well as industry professionals that we have tune in to kind of give their real-world experiences, learn a little bit about them in the process, so that you really get kind of connected culturally to ASEA. If you would like more information, however, on the product of ASEA or Renew 28 or the business opportunity that's associated with ASEA, I encourage you to get back to the person who invited you here on this Hangout, and they can give you more information. You may also have a more info button beneath your screen, and if so, after we're done, you can probably click on that, and that can take you to some more information. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to pass it over to David to bring on tonight's special guest. David, all you.
Thanks, Paul. Well, today we have DUVAN Botero, ASEA's Regional Sales Director of Latin Markets. Now, DUVAN graduated with a business marketing degree from the University of Utah in 2004 and worked as a sales executive for Univision and Telemundo networks for a total of 5 years, starting in 2001. Now, DUVAN has over 8 years of network marketing industry experience, and prior to ASEA, he was the sales manager for the U.S. Hispanic market at Nature Sunshine Products for 4 years. At Nature Sunshine, DUVAN worked with the international markets of Mexico, Colombia, and the Dominican Republic. So, DUVAN, welcome to our Connection Hangout.
Hello, everybody. I am doing fantastic. Thank you for the invitation, Paul and Dave. I appreciate it. Just having a great time here in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Well, it's awesome having you here. So, DUVAN, tell us a little about where you're from and how you got started in your professional career.
Well, I am originally from Colombia. I was born and raised in a little city in the middle of the Andes called Pereira. If anybody out there is a coffee drinker or a coffee enthusiast, most likely have had coffee from Pereira, because that's where the coffee plantations are in Colombia. So if you ever had a Colombian cup of coffee, it came from my city.
Wow.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a beautiful place, a green place. It rains most of the year, but it's awesome. Born and raised in there. I came to the United States in 1993. Just like any other immigrant, just wanting to have a better life, with family, and and Utah just seemed to be the right place to come. I had family in Utah prior to, prior to my side of the family, so I just came where the family was, and Utah was the place. And I've always been, just in love with Utah and everything it has to offer.
Fantastic, fantastic. And so fast forwarding a little bit, how did you end up finding ASEA, and why did you end up choosing it to make it your home?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story. I really, being in Utah is a little bit of this is like the Silicon Valley of network marketing companies, right? So, I started working, in communications and media. And so I spent a few years as a sales executive, and then as a GSM, as a general sales manager for some of the Hispanic networks in the United States, both Univision and Telemundo. And that was a great experience. I had a great time. I was enjoying the red carpets in New York and Rockefeller Center for a few years, but then that kind of brought me to meet an individual that was into network marketing companies in Utah, and he asked me to join his team at Nature Sunshine. So I started in Nature Sunshine as an events manager. I was actually doing corporate events for the company. So I was a guy doing, kind of putting together like the big conventions, like the big number conventions, and kind of working out all the details and the content, and doing all the site inspections, and kind of putting together all the incentive trips for Nature Sunshine. And so that included a few markets. We did stuff in Mexico, we did stuff in the Dominican Republic, even Colombia. And so that's where some of that international work has comes to place. But then I really wanted to be back in what I know how to do, which is sales, and help people grow and help people achieve their dreams. And I decided that I needed to be in sales, back in sales. And that's where I went, and I spent a little over 4 years in the Spanish division of that company, just helping the Hispanic community, mostly in the U.S. It's a big market for Nature Sunshine.
Now that you've been with ASEA for a few months, what are the most exceptional things that stand out to you in the workplace?
Well, Dave, I got to tell you, I'm really happy to be at ASEA. I can't express how happy I am. I've only been with ASEA since the middle of May, so it's only been a couple of months, a little over a couple of months. And ASEA is one of those companies that just offers, everything about ASEA just makes sense. Okay, I mean, it was just a great opportunity. To come to my table. I was kind of like invited by a headhunter. I wasn't really looking for a job. I was actually headhunted by a person, and and I said, well, I'd been headhunted before, and I've always said, because I was pretty comfortable at Nature Sunshine, but I always look, and I always want to know what the other companies are doing, and want to know what everybody else is doing. ASEA was was like love at first sight. When I saw that Genesis video, I gotta tell you, it took me 2 minutes into the video to be like, wow, this is the place to be. I don't have to think about it, too much. It's an incredible company. The technology, the product, having this amazing product that talks wonders. I mean, it's a science-based product that is easy to understand, but I understand is not as easy to present, but it's easy to understand. When you see that video and you have someone actually give you the pitch of the product, I was immediately in love with the product. So that's step number one. And then as I started to meet the company executives, and I started to meet the founders and the culture of the company, to me it was perfect. I mean, these people they walk the walk. So and that makes them special. Not many companies out there do that. And so very, very exceptional product, very exceptional opportunity, and we'll talk a little bit more about that tonight.
Super, fantastic. Now, I know you were at Nature Sunshine, but you said you were headhunted, and then when you got here, you saw like Craig Daly, because Craig was there. So what was that like when you saw Craig?
That was a long story. It's an interesting story, because I started conversations with ASEA before Craig.
Yeah.
and then but obviously Craig was my boss at Nature Sunshine. He wasn't my direct, but he was like 2 levels above me at Nature Sunshine. So I wasn't going to go and tell Craig, hey, listen, I'm talking to this other company. And so this started since last year, like November, December 2013. Mm-hmm. Then things went quiet all of a sudden things went quiet with ASEA, and I said, well, maybe they just don't like me as much as I like them. Um, uh, and then I realized that everything was happening for a reason. Craig was also boarded by ASEA, and Craig saw the same thing that I did. I mean, and we're not talking to each other, guys. You need to understand. I'm not talking to my boss, and he's not talking to me. But I'm like, what is, when I finally got to to the idea or the information that Craig was being hired by ASEA and he was leaving Nature Sunshine, my mouth was like, I dropped. My mouth dropped, and I told Craig. I remember telling Craig that day when he was saying goodbye at Nature Sunshine. I said, "You and me need to talk." And he was like, "What do you mean?" And I said, "I've been talking to ASEA, so we need to talk." And, anyway, it's a great story, but again, ASEA is just it has a magnet. To me, when they talked to me about the opportunity and the position that they were offering me, guys, I immediately recognized that this was the right move for me, that this was the right place, and not only for me, anyone. We're barely opening markets. This company is just barely coming out of the introductory stage, and we're barely getting into the growth stage. And if you guys know about network marketing, that is the moment. That's when you need to get in. That's the moment where things get exciting. And so this is the moment. This is the right time. And I want to be part of that story. I think we have a great story to build together. And I want to be part of. I want to be an author of that book. So
fantastic. That's awesome.
Awesome.
As soon as you came aboard with us, they already stuck you. To start planning for this whole Amplify tour down there in Mexico. So can you tell us a little bit about how that went and what the whole environment is like down there in Mexico?
Sure. So I get hired, mid-May, and then they said, look, we have this Amplify tour we want to do in Mexico. And I said, okay, great. So when do you guys plan on doing this? And they said, yeah, it's about 3-4 weeks from now. And I almost dropped off my chair because I knew that was going to be, cutting it close to to insanity. It was going to be insanity. But again, I took over the challenge. We went over and visited 6 major cities in Mexico. And I need to tell you guys, I've been to Mexico. I've done this business in this industry in Mexico, and it's always been exciting. Mexico is an exciting place to do business in the network marketing industry. But when I got to Colima, when I got to Mexicali, these are not, you have to understand, these are not the big cities in Mexico. This is not Guadalajara, this is not Mexico City, You got Colima, you've got Mexicali, you got La Paz. La Paz is a small city in the tip of Baja California. And I get to the cities and I see meetings of 400, 500, 600 people. I just couldn't believe the reaction and the momentum that this company had built in just one tour, one visit, and the incredible leadership that had been built in Mexico. I mean, to put together events of that big, that nature, that number of people, it takes a lot of work. So to me, it was like walking into heaven. Okay, I walked into heaven, and heaven, everybody drinks ASEA. 800 people. I had that opportunity to stand, in front of 800, 900 people, auditoriums, and talk about a new product for me. I mean, this is a new product. I've been taking it for 3-4 weeks. I barely have a testimonial on the product, which I do have. I do have a small testimonial on the product, but it was just amazing. As I presented the product, people came to me and said, oh my gosh, you're so exciting. You're presenting this product in a new way. We've always presented it like this, but now you brought to the table these new concepts. And I said, it's not new. It's just that I don't know enough. And you guys are just... And I said, it's just that you guys are seeing the short version, the easy way, or like the uneducated form of the presentation, which makes it duplicable, right? Or duplicable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they were excited.
Well, I'm sure it's the passion too.
Yeah, yeah, it's a passion. You know, you start talking, and then all of a sudden, I had people waving in the back of the rooms like, "Hey, you're past the time. You got to get off the stage." So, but it was really exciting. So, Mexico is exciting news. I'm really looking forward to the expansion and of our footprint in Mexico. I think there's a great opportunity for everybody that wants to do business in Mexico. The company is committed. I can tell you right now. Tyler Norton and Verdes, and I mean the founders, the executives, Chuck and Jerem, they are 100% behind this. They want this to work. They want to bring this amazing product to a lot of people's hands. We need to bring this story and this opportunity to hundreds of thousands of people.
Well, I've got to tell you that at the convention, Mexico, everyone knew that Mexico was there. They had the flags. They were screaming. They were the loudest group out of everyone across the world that came to the convention this past year. Mexico was the loudest.
Dave, do you want to hear a story?
Yes.
So I was at the second Ascent. You know, there was 2 Ascent events this year. So I was invited to the second one where the Mexicans came. And this was, let me tell you, 6 Mexicans came. 6. Okay? These guys took over the like the closing night. They were like outlaws, just screaming. They were the loudest too. So I completely understand. I know what you're talking about. I know what you're referring to. I can imagine how many Mexicans was it that we had at a convention? 20, 30 people?
Yeah, it was 20, 30 people. However, you could hear them throughout the whole convention center.
And that's part of their culture.
But I loved it. It was the passion. You've got to love it. The passion.
Let me tell you, they know how to have fun. They know how to have fun. They that's one thing they do know how to do. But they also have great things around that. They have great family values. Okay, it's all about the family. ASEA makes part of that. When you think about ASEA and what ASEA does and the testimonials that I have heard in Mexico, which are incredible, like you just drop off your seats. Okay. Incredible testimonials. So when you put all the stuff together, the culture, the animosity, the like how loud they are, and they're not afraid of talking to people, it's just a perfect recipe for success. It's like the perfect storm. Okay, and then the need. Think about the need of our product in Mexico. We have a great health system. Well, I mean, it's debatable, but we have a better health system in the United States, right? Well, not in Mexico, and not everybody has access to doctors. Not everybody has access to, first world, care in Mexico. So ASEA brings the opportunity, and ASEA brings this hope that people need. It really does.
So while we're down, in South America, let's talk about the strategy for opening new Latin American markets.
Wow, you love putting people on the spot, don't you? Dave,
any specific countries that will be opening soon?
Look, I say we have a great opportunity right now with Mexico. Mexico has 120 million people. It's a lot of people that live in Mexico. The cities are compact, so you have big cities, right? You have cities of 25 million people, 8 million people, 12 million people. So the opportunities are tremendous. So we need to first look at Mexico and make sure that we do the right thing before we even move on to other countries and other markets. Having said that, I know that because I've heard Tyler, when he talks about the company and the vision of the company, that it is the vision of the company to take this product to everywhere, right? So we're hoping that doesn't take too long. I'm hoping that Latin America is going to be part of our expansion in the near future. But can I tell you what the greatest opportunity? Let me just say this. The newest Latin American country that we're going to open, or the next one. Do you want to know which one it is? It is the United States of America. And let me explain that thought. If you guys haven't catch on to this, you need to, and I mean everybody, not just you, Dave and Paul, but everybody. 35 million Hispanics live in the United States. You know, we have great opportunity with that in the United States. Our product is here. We have everything that we need to make this work. The Hispanic market in the U.S., you know, in places like Texas, even Georgia, I'm sure you know. Georgia,
Atlanta's huge.
Atlanta. Go to North Carolina. It's like an invasion of Hispanics in North Carolina. And I love my Hispanics. Don't take me wrong. Don't take that word in the wrong way. California, you know, Los Angeles is majority Hispanic.
Mostly.
52% of the population in Los Angeles is Hispanic. You go to Northern California, it's the same thing. We got a lot of Hispanic communities. Florida, New York, Chicago. So if you guys see that and understand that there is a country within this country that we need to explore and build and explode the opportunity, I think everybody will get that. You know, and I am here to help. I'm very well. I mean, I know how to make this work in the U.S. I've done it before, and it's always been great. So I'm ready to. I mean, I stand ready to help everybody. And let me tell you, I hope that in the very near future, and I mean months, I want to be able to do a tour in the U.S. for Spanish meetings.
I love it.
I want to do a tour in the U.S. where we do Spanish meetings. We're going to do Southern California. We're going to do San Diego. We're going to do San Francisco. We'll go to Texas, San Antonio, Houston, Dallas. We'll go to the big places. We'll go to Chicago, New York. We can go to New Jersey. We can go to Miami. We can go to Orlando. These are the places where we can pull hundreds of Hispanics. Mm-hmm. And you guys have the opportunity to be part of that.
Fantastic. That's great. Great words of wisdom there. I know a lot of people are always looking, like they say, the grass is always greener on the other side of the fence. But, you know,
yeah.
as we know, the grass is greener where you water it. And we've got plenty of grass to water right here in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
We do. I think it was Tyler. He was talking at Ascent. And he has a lot of wisdom when he talks. And he said, look, you know, you might have one person in Australia, you might have one or two people in Mexico, and you're like devoting your mind and your time to the one person. When you have, look around you, look at a 5-mile radius of your house, look at your own city. How many Hispanics do you have? Why do you have to go for the one guy in Mexico? I'm not saying don't do it. All I'm saying is there's probably 150 around your house. So let's do it. Let's make that work. I really want to put a lot of effort into getting the U.S. The U.S. Hispanic market is a great place to go to.
Fantastic. Now, you had mentioned with regards to some of the Mexican attendees at the Ascent event that you were at, and with now learning that you have this background with big events and stuff, and I've probably been to quite a few of them when you were with NSP. What was that experience like for you? What did you think, again, with all your great background? How did ASEA do there with the Ascent event?
Let me tell you something. I have never been to an event like Ascent. Ascent was by far the most special, unique, intimate event I've ever been to in the network marketing industry. This is an event that you get to experience firsthand the company culture and the vision. And you're not secluded to a hotel room, you know, to a ballroom, to a seat. It's a hands-on experience. There are activities that help you connect the dots. Like you do things and you say, "Oh, that's what they meant. That's why I'm doing this." And then all of a sudden, everything makes a lot of sense. And you go home, and people go home feeling built, feeling, you know, that they have earned more knowledge and more than if they've sat at a ballroom for 2 days in a row taking notes. This is an event that the experience itself, it gives you a lifetime of education, and it makes you like really appreciate the industry. Okay, it really does. I really appreciated everybody that was there. I met him on a personal level. I really feel that I can call everybody that I met at Ascent my best friends. So now I have everybody on Facebook. Like all of my Ascent people that I met, I have new friends on Facebook. We're talking, we're inboxing, we're liking each other's pictures and families. I mean, isn't that amazing to go to an event and you come back and honestly call people your best friends now? To me, it was just, I mean, it was life-changing. Life-changing.
That's awesome. So, DUVAN, any closing thoughts or suggestions for our viewers on what they should be saying or doing to capitalize on these markets, besides focusing right here in our own backyard and watering the grass where it is?
Watering the... again, I think that we need to capitalize on how real this company is, the culture. We're not, we're here for the long run. We want to help. Everybody that I've met at this company is devoted to help. There's like a mission, and this mission is what is a big driving force of the company. And think of hundreds and hundreds of people doing the same thing. This company will not stop growing because of that. It's not one of those network marketing companies that grow exponentially within the first 2 years and then they drop to the floor because there's no real commitment and there's no real feel behind everything that they do. This company has that. We have great leadership, and I would just say, continue the mission. It's a great mission to be on, and never forget that the opportunity is that we have right now to make a difference is unlike anything I've ever seen in the network marketing industry. So you're all going to be very happy in a few years.
All right. Well, thank you so much, DUVAN, for being with us on tonight's Hangout.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Dave.
All right, and yeah, that was fantastic. Great insight on the whole Latin American market. And I think that one message of, for everyone to focus. We've got just, like you said, 35 million Hispanic people here in the United States, and lots of great markets. And we're looking forward to seeing all that expansion and seeing DUVAN all around the country. All right, I want to also thank my co-host there in Atlanta, David Asarno. Thanks, David.
And we want to give a big hand to you, Paul, for putting everything together every week.
All right. And also super thanks out there to Brent Brooks for moderating our comment conversation thread. And we're working on finalizing the details for next week's guest, so be sure to tune into connectionhangout.com by the end of the week, and hopefully we'll get that information posted out a little earlier this week. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Go out, have a fantastic rest of your evening, rest of the week, and I'll see you later. Take care, everybody.
See you later.